Gomadas, madas, penigueiro, solare seio, menora veio, lieto saqueio, vegeneo, solare seio, menora veio, lieto saqueio, Mades, penigueiro mades, o jogo mades,
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers, and welcome to another series of intimate conversations with myself, Mandy Horton, and our guest today is Nora Flowers. So, welcome, Nora.
Thank you, Mandy. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here too. Really interested to hear your
I'm really
story.
enjoying your beautiful green background that really inspires me into something actually I haven't been. You asked me to present myself as a whole package who I am, and I'm just
Yes,
thinking to myself, that is very new for me. I will be presenting to you the new package because
absolutely.
the packaging changes as you know and as we all do know and experience.
Absolutely, it has, and it will continue for a little bit more, I think, for a bit
Oh,
longer. But
yes.
yes.
I
So
hope it will
introduce
not stop.
yourself, Nora. That'd be lovely. Thank you.
Yes, so the beginning of Mayan packaging, this is where stock dropped me. That was completely on the other side of the globe. Now we are in the subtropics here with Mandy, enjoying warmth, and I was born in subarctics.
Okay.
Politically, we are called East because we were in Soviet Union, and Lithuania, beside Latvia and Estonia, are very north of Europe continent, and yet again we are called East. So I'm still enjoying that little macabre. So the climate was very cold, and
Mhm.
that is what I am experiencing most when people ask me, so how it is now from Lithuania to New Zealand? It's like, it's not much. Lithuanians are very inventive. All this eighth wire, or how do you call here,
Oh,
rule,
yes. Yep.
applied there perfectly. I recognize so many things. I recognize agricultural background and layout and landscape of New Zealand, which is potentially could be much more developed because I am from agricultural country. So
Mm.
what I'm trying to say, the biggest difference for me was I dropped from, okay, it's a little country, but it's a capital. I was a capital girl.
Hmm.
I dropped from a big city into the very end of a village outskirts of Whangarei, which is not very big city
No.
either. It's a town.
Big enough for me.
Oh yeah, I understand. Big enough for me not to go whenever I don't need it. I'm enjoying bush. That's how we say
Mm.
here in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying birds. I'm enjoying nature. I'm enjoying everything what is familiar and how shall I say, expresses itself in front of me in unfamiliar way. I grew up
Mhm.
with birds, with forest, and at my grandparents' place, but here I have different birds. I have different
Yes.
trees, different
Yeah.
seasons, different time flowers something or has fruit. It's everything different. So
Yeah.
I am observer. I observe all that just like I was observing right from right from the beginning, actually, like you mentioned, you interview people who might be conscious of life right from
Yeah.
the childhood.
Yes.
I strongly believe I was one of them, and I haven't been telling many people that because it's
Right.
sort of not what you want them to know about you. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't have anyone to talk in the family as a child. It sounds like, but it was true.
Yeah.
I just gave a deeper question, which for child, it's nothing really deep, but it's like very simple questions,
Mm.
like very simple questions. I remember when my grandmother died, and we as a Catholics all had to go to confession to do all the ritual before grandma buried. And I come to my relative and say, what shall I do? I don't have any sins to declare. I don't.
Yeah.
And you know, you have to stand in a queue amongst adults, and here everybody knows you because you are from a family. Priest is making a funeral ritual and everything. And I'm standing anxious as a like a deer in the end of a field. Like, what shall I do? What shall I do? What shall I do? And my aunt says, create something sweet.
Wow.
This is where it was like, ooh, so it's not enough that torture
Yeah.
publicly declare your sins because people have ears. I have very good hearing. If I want to hear something, I will. But
Yeah.
if I don't, I tune out. I
Mm-hmm.
can't do that. So I know that other people can. And you know what I was most embarrassed? That others hear that I'm gonna lie to the priest. Isn't it funny?
Yeah, it is. I know,
And
but it is a conditioning though, isn't it?
mm,
Definitely. Mm.
and then being 5, 6, 7 years old, have to take these conditions as a uh, your parents, your
Mm.
adults in your life rules, and they stand on them and they
Yeah.
play along. They are happy about these rules, and you don't get it. And
Mm.
all explanation you get uh, in Lithuania, we have a fabulous explanation for children not to ask anymore. If I would translate brutally, literary, word by word, it would sound like what whatever I say, it's sacred. So shut up.
Right. Yes. Yep.
Sacred, what I said. No questioning.
Yeah.
And you don't. You hear that word sacred, what I said, and your questions go into the shul.
Yeah.
So this is how I grew up. I was looking for answers into all my questions in the literature, poetry, movies, um,
Beautiful.
novels, and mostly myths, legends, fairy tales, all that. This is
Mm.
where I was getting all my answers, and I didn't need confirmations. I just watched how life unfolds in front of me, and it unfolds until now, exactly how I was seeing life when I was 5, like in the cartoon. The
Yeah.
same, just my character's grown up now.
Yeah. And we learn to, play sort of we play as children, but in those scenarios like you were just talking about, we're shut down. We really have been shut down a lot, and we've learned not to really. I think a lot of people have learned not to think for themselves because we have to listen to that, and then we're told that that's the truth and that's how it is, and we're not to question it. And we saw in, the COVID era where there was so many people that didn't think for themselves in that time. It was just do what they say because this is what we're meant to be doing, so-called. Um, and as we get older, often a lot of us who have got that creative flair in us, we sort of learn to adjust life to how we need to flow for us. And we start looking deeper into things and, like you
Mhm.
say, observing, and we sit back more and we observe, and we recognize that actually that there isn't for me, this is not for me, and we can create another pathway somewhere, and we've learned to be able to adjust to life in that way. Most of us, I think, those who are conscious and aware. Um, and so Nora, you're very much an artist, aren't you? We were talking before, you mentioned being healer. So in what we'll go into your art and your creativity and all the beautiful music that you make and go into. But first of all, in the sense of the healer, what's that realm there for you? Modality wise, or how did you get into that?
I believe the observer in me
Mm-hmm.
led me to that.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I know how to observe, I know how to register details. I'm very scientific in my nature. I am very, mm, how would you describe Sherlock Holmes? With
Yeah.
a
Detective.
magnifying glass, you know.
Yeah.
This is where I'm very Virgonian. And it happened to be the construction of a human being.
Mm,
I was very interested since young days. How do we go? Why do we go? I remember I found myself, I was in sixth grade in the way I was 12. Then
yeah.
I went to public lecture in the capital, in the Vilnius,
Oh, yeah.
Carl Jung's archetypes
Oh,
display.
yes. Yeah, yeah.
It was held in our school hall, and I thought it's for our school, so I came. But it was not. There was nobody from my school. There was a bunch of adults from all city and me.
Oh, wow.
This
Wow.
is how I started. Then I was 18. I had first time my birth chart done reading. That was an eye opener. Immediately, I knew where I'm heading, and I was suppressing that all my life. And now I'm an astrologer. I study and I connect it together with the healing arts. And I am saying it with proud because it's very fashionable now in the healing community to diminish that. It's not us, it just goes through us. I'm nameless, I'm nobody. If you're nobody, how can take my somebody to you? I
Yes.
respect myself to be somebody while I'm in this flesh. That's
Yeah.
called ego, has a document, driver's license, my name on it. That means I have to work for that. So it
Yeah.
looks good. It looks how I want that ego with my driver's license look in the world, right?
Mm, mm, yeah.
So where I was going with that, sometimes it just swings like music
Yeah, I mean the
and
same. I'm the
and
same.
yeah, and you go somewhere. Yeah, so observation took me to human body, to
Mm,
observe the body in general, like object, like subject. I love sitting in the park and observing people. I just love
mm,
it.
mm.
Maybe that's why I'm good one-on-one therapist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I observe, they come out from the car, I already watch them. I watch them, how they lock or they don't lock their car, because it's nothing to lock from. Cats,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And it's very interesting. I people watch a lot too. I'm a very into observing. Um, and I used to be very hung up on what people might think of me, that sort of thing, the outside view. And
Mm,
and we are conditioned in a sense to living life in accordance to how people or our parents or the environment we grow up in expects us to be or sees us as. And then we realize that actually that doesn't fit me. That's not my persona. It's actually this person's. And so we learn to move away from that and become more authentic in who we are. But the observers, if we're not an observer, I think we just miss so much.
yeah.
So much is just not, we're not taking notice of, we're not questioning, because I question everything. I really get into, particularly around spirit and the body and our consciousness and how this all works here. What are we actually doing here? What is this form about? And
Mm.
what was the purpose in it all? And I think with that, it does take you down some rabbit holes for sure, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
come out with your own awareness of what you is right for you. And once you've got that, I think that's a firm foundation. You can really build on that in this life, in this world, and let a lot of what's not you, and the distractions
Mhm.
in this world and realm just float by, really. But we've got to be somebody here. Otherwise,
Yeah. How
what's
else?
the
Then
purpose?
the
Yeah.
planet full of nobodies? What's that now? Look, we have these big names that gave us electricity. Edison, he worked so hard, but what if we don't know his
Yeah.
name? Look at the people at our money,
Mm,
right? On the notes. Uh, we should be knowing them. It's not nobody that comes on a dollar. You have to
yeah.
be somebody, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that is ego. That
Mm,
is ego. Ego
yeah.
has a name. Did that and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going back to observing now. Observer, I think it's like you said, it's the main character of a personality.
Yeah.
And I trust that that one took me to a healing profession because I didn't aim to become a therapist at all. What
Mm,
took me there, we lived in Sweden. 10 years before I moved to New Zealand, I lived in Sweden with a family. And I had my late child there. I was 41. And well, I vaccinated her like everybody did.
mm,
The change happened the same day.
yeah.
I saw that it's not my child because she was not recognizing me. It was like this. The cry was different. Everything was different. Everything was different. That was the biggest inspiration I got into healing. I've got understanding. It's like came like lightning through my body.
Mm,
Vaccines. That's it. She's got reactions. She's got issues with her skin. Immediately next day, she was all covered in the red dots,
yeah.
and I was soaking in this. Oh my God, what I just done because I just had a baby, being older lady. I just came home from hospital. I just vaccinated her. And I just understood what really is. All that package in one.
Yeah.
And I just understood there is not many people, so to speak, of nobody whom I can talk about it. And with
Yeah.
doctors, I have to be um, diplomatic,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is how we grow diplomacy. So this is how it started. And then I'm thinking now how incredibly international the path of my healing happened to be. That's why I am probably open to so many modalities.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
am very multicultural. I am very, what's the word? Eclectic.
Yeah.
I take a little bit from here, little bit from here, little bit from here. I suffered for that in the younger days. I thought, oh my God, how can I present myself? Whom am I? Little bit of this, little bit of that. Yes, little bit of this and little bit of that. There are plants that go like carrots, one solid root, brrr, and then
Mm,
just few small whiskers, right? And
yeah.
there are mycelium, there are pine trees. We go like this.
Yeah.
Succulents, we go like that. So this is me.
Yeah.
So listen how it happened now, how I came to healing. Me, Lithuanian woman, have gave birth to a half Kiwi, because my husband was a Kiwi, child in Sweden. Right after that vaccination, I met a woman who became my closest friend in Sweden. Even she was is in my mother's age.
Mm,
She moved from Canada to Sweden, and her roots are Prussian, so German for now, but really Prussian. And that is the same Baltic family, Lithuania and Prussia,
mm,
cousins,
mm,
right? Prussia is out of map now, but she is like a Mohican, keeping the wisdom. So she, this Prussian lady, calls me and says, I know it's very short notice. It was Saturday. But in a half an hour, if you would be ready, and I am mother with very small baby, breastfeeding baby. I give you half an hour, and I will take you to some lecture about the healing. It's say yes or no. And I said yes. I
Wow.
immediately gave instructions to my husband what to do with her because I'm gone. I need.
Yeah.
So I come there and I find out that the person who was reading lecture, then later I was really seduced by that healing art, and I did my course in Stockholm. So yet again, Stockholm, Sweden. My teacher is a Russian-speaking Jew, another two layers,
Yeah.
delivering to me ancient Tibetan physical healing system. And I
Wow.
am applying it now in New Zealand for Maoris and all that multicultural layers that what we Kiwis are. Do you
Mm,
see what I'm
beautiful.
saying? It's like,
A blend,
it's just,
blending it all.
yeah,
Yeah.
blending it all. And this is who I am in
That's so
general.
gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And in that, finding your unique way with it, because they may have done it in their way, all
Yeah,
these different blends, and then you bring it all together in a completely new
yeah.
base, you know? Beautiful. That's so lovely. Really lovely. And so from that there, how did all your art come into it? Your voice, your singing, your poetry. You do poetry, eh? Is it poetry?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
How did all that blend in there?
It always was there.
Yeah, it would have been.
It's
Yeah.
yet again, I was all my young life, I was fighting. I will repeat myself, who am I?
Yeah.
So then I was doing something I was not doing, of course, the other things. But in Lithuania, they know me as a singer
Hmm.
who sings with others. I've been singing our ancient ritual music for over 24 years, and we were a quartet representing the deepest Lithuanian traditional culture in like international folklore symposiums, conferences, festivals. We were representing Lithuanian Smithsonian Festival.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we were paid by cultural ministry to travel and to do our best. Now I am on my own. Now I am singing at the bars, at the wherever I am invited. I am spreading my tentacles into the
Yes.
environments now, and I sing solo, which is completely different from singing with other people. If you need to take a breath, the others will cover you because they continue their thing and
Yes.
nobody will notice. Here you are on your own, and I chose not to perform with any instrument, not because I cannot play, but because I chose to be just me. It's
Yeah.
it's very bold task.
Yeah.
All that's in front of you is this skinny microphone stand, and if you have been doing even public talking, you know that you hide behind it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think when we were talking before about when we're younger and it's that, it's sacred word, so just don't question it, and you just have to take it on as that. So there's a lot of times that we're taught to just be quiet, shh, you
Yeah.
know, shh. And I, for one, lost my voice in respect to I could speak up and was sort of it's like I was strong in rebellion, maybe, let's put it that way. Where I could see something that was an injustice over there at school and I would step in. So I had that strength with me. But to speak about myself and my feelings or what might be going on with me, it was as if nobody was interested, don't want to hear it. So we all
Oh,
learnt over
beautiful.
time very much to just shush and quieten down and don't speak. Don't speak about yourself and your feelings. And so music for me was a beautiful part of, I mean, I think it is with most people. I think we find some solace in music. It becomes a little sanctuary of our own, doesn't it? Where we can
Oh, yeah.
fold into it and it's like, oh my gosh, that just fits. Whatever that song was, it was fits. And I was given the opportunity to, with some friends who set up a little sound studio, and he did sound and all the tech side. He was a sound and lighting artist for many big bands and peeps. Michael Jackson he even toured with and different ones. So these are my good friends, and they set up this little studio at their house here just over in Dargaville when they shifted up. And he said, "Come on, Mandy, what's your favorite? Get in." I said, "No way, I'm not going to get in there and sing." Like I was so afraid of him hearing me. He was on the other side of the wall, but he was hearing everything and I was sort of like, oh, he's going, "No, come on, I've heard you sing. You can hold a tune." Oh my God. So I stepped up and one of my favorites is Carole King's Tapestry, her album. And there's two on there that I sang through. And honestly, Nora, I got to a point where I could feel this, going on. And I'm like, and I knew it was because I was holding back. And I walked out of the room. I said, "Hang on a minute," walked round to where he was in his room with all the technology there. And I said to him, "You can hear my quivering, eh? And me quivering." And he said, "Yes." And I said, "It's because I'm holding back, eh?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Right, crank it up." I needed it louder to sort of really open up to it. So he laughed, and so that's what I did. He did it, and we had the music and Carol singing in the background, and then I would sing over top of that basically to keep me going. But oh my gosh, once I broke through, I actually heard glass shattering, like me breaking through my glass ceiling. I actually heard the glass shattering. And I knew I had just broken through this major fear that I'd had about people hearing my voice. And I was public speaking, but I'd never sing. And I really love it. I so love it. And it was just, I was like, why don't you allow yourself to do this? Just too scared. So that was major, and we recorded two songs. I've still got them recorded, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Couldn't get me out of there once I'd broken through that. It was like, what else? Come on, let's do another one. He was getting tired. He was like, "No, I think we've had enough now." But I didn't want to get out. I absolutely loved it. So I can feel that beauty in it when you really break through and you allow yourself to just really anchor into it and center into it. It's just beautiful. So yeah, I can see why you would love doing what you're doing.
Yeah, music is my probably number one house.
Mm,
I love it most.
yeah,
I live it through. Yeah,
yeah,
music.
yeah, beautiful.
Music is a language of universe.
It
It's
so is.
you don't need to understand the verse or lyrics.
Mm,
And I am noticing now then I am singing in Lithuanian. I speak in four languages.
oh wow.
So then I sing in other language than English. People are with me.
Yeah,
People are with me.
yeah,
Maybe that multicultural design in me, that eclecticism, that what allows them to pick something what they recognize. I don't
mm,
know. But I
mm,
was really afraid in the beginning that, oh my God, so how shall I be now? Watch them like not to understand. No, people dance,
yeah,
especially for Maori uh, people. It's easier to get me because our languages are based on the same vowels. We have A,
right.
E, I, O, U. These
Yeah,
primordial, ancient sounds.
mm,
It doesn't really mean much what the consonants you put around the motion and music vibe gets everything together and they are mine, they are dancing.
yeah,
That was amazing to see how in a well orchestrated linguistic circumstances my language with music has landed.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. That's really beautiful. It's it'd just be so warming for you because there's, it's you. We're talking before, you can't be nobody here. You're somebody.
No, you cannot
And
be. You
that
have to
that
be
is,
somebody.
yeah, and that is you. That is so you. It's
Only
just,
being, yeah, only being ourselves, real our somebodies, we can attract the
yes.
somebodies who are meant to be with us, for us, around us.
Mm, mm,
Otherwise, we attract that what we were doing earlier in life, right? Those
yeah,
who don't know what they are either.
absolutely. Yeah, that's right. And
Mm.
it's that thing, if you don't stand for something, you'll stand for anything, and it's
Yeah.
that it's getting to know thyself. And that is what we're here doing. It's really remembering who we truly are and allowing ourselves to really be that. And not because we're trying to fit into anything, because we're not trying to fit into anything. We're just being our true self and whatever respect that might be individually for everybody. And that finds its place wherever that is. It's just beautiful. And once you break through into that, because I used to feel so bound. And we tend to get into a little bit of people pleasing where we're trying to fit into what they want us to be. And it's just too confining. And I know for me, I was such a rebel. I was really, and it's a great thing. I'm pleased I was, because I couldn't do it the way everyone wanted me to do it. I wasn't here to do it that way, in the confinement of the structure that we're supposed to live in here. And it never fitted. And I didn't really get it when I was younger. I mean, I was just being me as much as possible, but there was restriction for sure. And we had to fit into the box. You go to school and you have to perform in a certain way and all of that. And I tried to do that, but I always knew there was this just didn't fit me. But I didn't quite understand that. I just knew I felt it. And I knew that I was in my own way trying to work my way out of all of that, whatever that was, because I didn't get it all either. There was so much going on through spirit and my consciousness that didn't fit this structure here. So it was very difficult. But, I think now and truly blessed to be here this lifetime and knowing what we are really doing here and how we are breaking out of all of that structure and we are led to be our true authentic selves here and that for me is just it's exciting. It's so heartwarming and I see so many when we're looking in the direction that we flow and we observe that, it's that you see so many others doing that and the community that we're building and we talk about new world. It is that we're really flowing in a beautiful way that most people don't see. Are still looking at that structure over there and all of the turmoil and the chaos and the pain that's going on in there and focusing in that rather than in here and following that lead that's our soul self. So yes, good on you. And it's beautiful to know that for me when I hear your singing, when I see some of your performances online, it just is so uplifting, so uplifting. And that for me is just bringing so much joy to people and opening their heart to and in that. So thank you for doing all that. Mm.
Pleasure, can't stop.
No, I totally get that. Oh, yeah. You sort of can't think of what else you would be if you weren't that, eh? It's like, it's just so, like you being just you is just so you, and you couldn't be anything else. You might be forced to, but you wouldn't be.
Yeah, in my case, I believe music. Music and performing music live, that is two different things for me. Then I started my solo career. I didn't think of going performing live ever. I
Mm,
was sure that I will just broadcast to my lovely world my music, album after album. And I
yeah.
released two albums like this and didn't have the smallest thought of performing until
Mm,
I was challenged. And I liked it from very first time.
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
liked it. I thought I will stay like, do you know the author's name who wrote um, Mary Poppins?
Oh, no, I don't know the author, but I know the story, of course.
That is not a coincidence. And I
Yeah.
am asking you because I know you don't know. Nobody knows because she
No.
doesn't want to be known. She
Okay.
gave us a story. You will not find the interview. There is one interview with her where I heard her saying, I gave you a story, leave me at peace.
Right.
Live with the story, enjoy it. Let me live my life.
Mm,
And I thought this is exactly how I will be.
yeah. Yeah.
And it didn't happen because I am so enjoying now. I put all my talents and all experience in there. I spent many years in the theater art, living in Lithuania. I was married to theater director, so
Okay.
we did everything together. I was an artist and I was a musician and composer, and he was a director. So this is how we created everything. So now I have a stage. I know everything how to do. I am a fashion designer. That is my first education. I apply that. I am a musician. I apply that. God gave me composer strengths and stamina to say that yes, I am.
Yeah.
Finally, yes, I am. I am this and this and yes, I am a poet. Yes, I am a composer. Yes, I am a singer. Yes, I am a songwriter. Yes, I am a healer. Yes, I am a mom. Yes, I am a gardener. Yes, I am an astrologer. Yes, I am a lover.
Mm,
And so on. And
yeah.
that is the beauty of a woman who can do that freely.
Yes.
While
Absolutely.
we have to hide something, might it's not to somebody's standard, might it's not to somebody's understanding, we don't have time anymore.
No.
We
No.
don't. And to hide behind that slender microphone stand, that is only a few minutes left, and then we don't hide at all.
Yeah.
That is a life to live. Otherwise, what are we doing here?
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I talk with so many people, Nora, who aren't living in that space, who are very conditioned and very, unhappy, so unhappy and unwell because of it. And it's just very sad. So, great passion in me to bring spark and a little light in there that goes, I could do that. I could just shift something that could create a bit more openness for me and bring something new, rather than that round and the same old.
Mm.
And again, just recently, we had an expo here at the weekend, and there was just so many people that were in that space. And each one of them that I spoke with, who sat down in front of me, walked away with this joy and a spark in them to ignite their life into a new way, and bring forward what they're really passionate about doing and being, and instead of being afraid of that. And maybe none of them walk out of there and change it or make any difference in their life, but I'm sure there will be, and
There is nobody who cannot not make difference in their own life if
yeah,
they do things differently. You're gonna make your life different immediately if you take different breath.
yes, yes,
And it's I'm just getting that gap filled up with opportunity to say
mm,
that I do
yeah,
believe that it is our task to to perform in life the way that encourages others to do their thing, but fully.
absolutely.
Don't do like me, you will never be able because I am at the best doing me.
Yes,
I took me because everybody else is taken. So I
exactly.
am a master at me, expert. Be you, but be,
Mm.
if you want to be the way I am, but be you.
Yes.
All I am giving to you is this zest. Go, because life is
Mm.
short.
It is very short.
And we have so much to live through. And it's hitting me now very, very strongly the thought that this is what for we were burnt at stake.
Yeah, it is.
Mostly for this.
Yeah.
To say, for saying and showing other women, yes, and you can do that too.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can be that too. And
Mm.
actually, you are.
Mm.
Just go home and start.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is, and it's inspiring to see so many others now moving into that space of aiding and assisting others into, or just having a conversation even, but sparking more and more peeps. And it's really
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm watching this world just change in front of me. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's just incredible the amount of people that are now getting it, like actually getting it and are stepping out of fear. When we become fearless, when we really trust self and trust who we are, you do become fearless. I've always said I've been bulletproof, because I'm just going to do me. I'm not going to do it any other way. And I don't, and I've got to that point, I was saying I used to be so worried about what everyone else thought. And that was one of the biggest freedoms for me, was not worrying about what other people thought. And it's not caring, but it's just not taking on what they believe I should be anymore. And that happened, a long time ago. But I know that moment in time for me was really, really freeing. It was like the prison doors just flung wide open and I could walk freely through them. And since then everything changed. But it's a beautiful time at the moment, isn't it? It's just there's so much inspiration out there to really live our true authentic and just be that and do more of it. And mm, so good. So good.
So juicy opportunity. Astrologically, we're just in that soup
Yeah.
where everything is happening. You just have to formulate what
Mm,
and how.
yeah.
It's a soup of happening. It's manifestation elements all around we. We
Mm,
breathe in that. We breathe
mm,
that. We are in it. We are it. It's just
we
program.
are. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mm,
we are programming being what we are every moment. Isn't it funny?
yes. Absolutely. And so quickly, like you were saying with each breath, and I say that often, we're changing even with each breath we take. We're it's shifting so quickly. And with each breath we take, we're moving something through us again. It's like moving again and switching and changing. I went to the expo on the Saturday. We had 2 days. And on the Saturday, I was sitting there ready to go for get into it for the day. And I just took a moment because I'd been, driving there and setting up and doing the thing, and just took a moment and I thought, I've never felt so strange within my being. Energetically, everything was just so different. I couldn't have put it, and I still can't put it into words as to what had shifted or changed or moved or integrated. It was just that it was very different to where I was even the day before. And to just allow, because for me it had all shifted so much that it felt like there wasn't going to be the same connections in the same ways that it was being connected. It was just very different, and it took me a moment to just align myself to what was and what is, and let the change show me how now I was going to communicate, interact, all of that. It just shifted so much, and it was a bit weird to start with, but it was all good. We got into it. We got into how it was. It's hard to explain, but it felt like everything that had been before was now not. And we were really in, or I was personally, I don't know whether it was a collective. I felt like it was planetary, and those who were aware of what we're up to and all the things, that there would be a feeling in that there was massive shift and change. And I can't say new timeline, but I feel that there was
Yes, it
definitely,
was. Yes, it
yeah,
was. That is what is exactly happening.
yes, yes. We
That is exactly happening.
absolutely multiple timeline changes. We're going through them
Yeah.
so long, so much. But it's exciting, you know.
It
Sometimes I have to sit and just allow, like, assess for me, because I am an observer and I do need to just sit in it and assess what this is. What is this now? Because it's so different, and the aspects that move away from you integrate and allow to let go of the aspects of self that we just no longer need to play out, and actually observing what those aspects might be of self that are moving through and that aren't necessary to play in anymore, and allowing these new aspects to drop through, and like that, in that breath, you're just integrating it all, and it's shifting and moving into the most beautiful spaces and being. Yeah, it's lovely. So astrologically, do you feel I feel that we're going into a really, like, we already are. I feel like we are in this, it's almost like a climb. We're climbing up into this, what we would term higher frequency, which is definitely more vibrant. Um, but do you feel, Nora, in astrology, do you feel that there's a shift coming, like, into this 26? That it feels to me like it's going to be very different. And I don't know whether what that means exactly, but I feel we're going into a major shift in the end of December.
I am not the right person to ask exactly the description of
Mhm.
26. I will tell you how I feel it and what I've learned from my teachers. 26 will be more softer and settled. Yeah, like you just said yourself, when big shift happens, we need time to land in it. It's like we breathe in, breathe out to make sure
Mm,
that you're still on the water. That is what we are going to do collectively, and thanks goodness we have space and time to do that. And
mm,
I believe that with this soft landing, we are embodying ourselves as a human luminous now, not
mm,
just sapiens. We are going into luminous because we recognize each other by a light.
mm-hmm. We do. Yeah.
So, awakened person, you can call him aware person. You feel the light.
Mm, definitely. Definitely.
And that is a recognition. That is a new ID.
Yes.
So this year, I believe, will readjust uh, grouping.
Mm,
And the more people will start recognizing each other by a light, the more unorchestrated groups will be happening, creating to simply, it's like sort of like a parties, but you
mm,
don't have to regroup physically or vote for someone. You have the light. That
yeah,
means you are contributing to the light cloud and getting, like, from the battery the energy you need to support it. So it's
that's
like a Taurian movement. And the other part of population who are not all of us came here to ascend, we know that. That
yeah.
means the others came to descend, and we
Mm-hmm.
sort of have to respect that, right?
Yes,
How
absolutely.
many people do you have in our lives when we see they are not growing, they are just aging?
Yeah.
Me, right? Only
Yes.
some people grow. The others age, and they are happy with that. And they do not see our growth, they see threat. So
Mm,
that is sort of like different species, right? Do you see the gap? Gap, I believe 26 will show the gap between
yeah.
us. And
Yeah.
I hope that the gap will be filled with opportunity,
Mm,
because those who are not can become luminous whenever.
Yeah.
You're just sitting on the fence. It's like, oh, Mary just did that, Anthony. So maybe I'll just try. It's a 5 minutes to that, you see?
Yeah.
So we are so full of now all those who are so aware of everything what's happening politically and with pandemics, and we all have those members in the family whom best they don't talk to us because they probably expect something like, have I told you from us? We cannot do that.
No.
We cannot. We have
No.
to support every being to become the best for them
Absolutely.
from wherever they are. We must support and we must show how we see that difference in the decision, but there is no any other difference. We still want them good.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if we are for them all those names, I wish you good.
Mm.
Because then you are good. You don't attack me. I have peace with you.
Yes.
So just have good. Please have good.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I will be good to you. And if you need any advice, what you think I can give you through all my research, I am here.
Mm.
And what I learned through these pandemics now, and through my practice actually, that unwanted and unasked advice is unsolicited advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to stop doing that.
We do. Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Because
it's,
it works like repellent only.
yeah, for sure. And I came to that a while back and thought, I looked at how much I'd learned from something that had happened in my life that we might consider to be, truly bad or traumatic or whatever the thing might have been, and how much I learned from that. And when I realized, that every single one of us does that. We learn from times where things might be, say, out of balance a bit. And there's something that might come forward that just sort of shocks us into something. And that I might not need to learn anything more from all of that back there, and I can park it up over there and go, yep, that's not my stuff now, and I can move on to this, whatever that might be. But the realization too that there's so many others that are needing to learn the way they learn from different situations that are happening in the world today. And so we can't stop everything that's going that we might term as bad or horrible or evil, or, there's so many different descriptions for it. We can't stop all that. But
Mhm.
people really want to stop all that. But actually, people are learning from it. It's necessary in their learning and their growth and whatever it is they need out of it. And it's just that when we really just honor, it's allowing everyone to be where they need to be, do what they need to do. And by that allowing, when we allow that within ourselves, we come to a surrender and we sit in neutrality, which I believe is that 0 point where we actually are in the true, real creative potential of everything and the opportunity, the boundless
Always here.
opportunity.
Always here. We are holding on
Yeah.
it like this.
Yeah. And
Always.
so just the allowing, it's big, but I think more and more people are getting it, more and more people are, and it doesn't matter whether they do or they don't. For me, it's like everyone's doing what they need to do. But like you say, if we can bring whatever goodness to life for peeps and ourselves, and if it's working for us, if we're being the best we can be in whatever process we might be in at the moment, then that ripples out. And I see that. I see my movements in my life dedicating to me and my healing or my movement forward in whatever way that might be, but the deepening and connection with myself. I see that rippling through my family. It's changed different relationships because I was doing that. And that there is all we need to do. We just need to, my grandson, when my daughter was going to put his seatbelt on one day in the car, and he said, I'm all good, Mum, you just worry about yourself. And I keep hearing that, worry about yourself. And it's like, yes, if everyone just worried about themselves and got on with what they need to do for them, it will ripple through and it does, it just infects or affects others in a good
Mm,
way. And it's a beautiful ripple.
mm.
So, yeah. But lovely, Nora, what have you got coming up for yourself? Is there anything that you'd like to pump out there and, you know, let people know that you're going to be doing or?
Well, I am working on my third and fourth album at the same time. I am still open for one-on-one healing conversations and sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And I am manifesting my trip to home, to Lithuania,
Oh,
to sing to people whom all my songs, most of them, are designed for.
oh, beautiful. Oh, that'd be
So
lovely.
that's what I am weaving. No tickets yet, but I would like to have a couple of concerts here.
Mm,
So far, I am singing live here around the north. Now I reached the very north in Taipo. The barn has hosted me
right.
one, and I absolutely enjoyed it. Yeah.
Lovely. It's so lovely. Wow. Well, we will put all the information up with this link, links to anything that you want put out there,
Thank you.
and for how people can get in touch with you as well. So we'll do that with the recording. But thank you so much for coming in and having a chat. It's been really lovely.
My
And
pleasure.
like most, people that I get to chat with here, we're watching each other on Facebook or socials, and I just really love what you're up to. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, thank you so much. All right, well, much love
Yeah.
to you. And thank you everyone for chiming in. And if you feel like pushing the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, that would be amazing. And visit Nora's websites and pages and catch up with Nora. That would be lovely. So much love, everyone. Take good care.
Bye bye.
Ich digo mades, mades, beniguedo, sola de ser.